day 2 and our spiced apple wine is going super guns. Wow. Checking in on the spiced apple wine. We're only day 6, so still have quite a way to go. But fermentation is still going. We're still getting some activity in the bubbler. And you can still see some little bubbles going on. And we've actually already got quite a bit of sediment at the bottom. So, all is looking well. While I'm here, this is the spiced wine. All quiet on the bubbler front and lots of lees there at the bottom. Quite cloudy still though. There's our cinnamon stick or spice berries. It's been almost a month since we started the spiced apple wine, and the cloudy apple juice remains cloudy. Not many wines I know that are of a hazy complexion, but I'm about to invent one if one doesn't exist already. Plenty of sediment at the bottom. I did the apple pie cider recently, and the apple pie cider did not come out particularly strong. So I'm hoping that the fact that this is sitting on the spices for longer and through fermentation is a good thing, and a lot of those flavours have the chance to come through. Interesting, the temperature, this has been in a different location. The temperature's been a bit warmer these last few days. You can sort of see the temperature's higher than some of the others that I've done recently. This one's also should be a much higher alcohol content. So lots about this one that's interesting. I'm going to do, I've got about a week. So I have about a week before we need to rack this. And I'm going to have a look to see what are my options to perhaps do a little bit of another try at clearing. A couple of what finings would work well for a wine or an apple wine. I'm still optimistic about this one. This is a wine. I'm looking forward to it. After accidentally creating something that was similar to a wine, hopefully this is something that will be a wine and be also very tasty with it. So that's it for now. Keep an eye on it, but back soon for racking. Spiced apple wine, day 29. Time for racking. It's still very hazy, so we're going to rack it. We're going to get the sort of spices out effectively, put over here, and we're going to take a hydrometer reading, and we're going to add a bit of pectolase, which may help with the fining, improve some of the clarity. So a few things for us to do today. Let's crack on. That is super dry. This is a level teaspoon of pectolase. I'm just going to mix a bit of the extract that we took for the hydrometer reading, just to dissolve that before I put it in the actual must itself. I think we need a bit for a taster, don't we? Deliberate pause while I sanitize my funnel. Meanwhile, let's have a look at the sediment. We've still got the cinnamon stick in there and the berries, so hopefully that's passed along some nice flavours for our spiced apple wine. Certainly the aroma is very appley, so that's definitely come through. I just need to add a little bit of this pectolase, see if that helps with the clearing. I've also got some isinglass on order, and I wonder if that might be something that's worth a try. Final step then, my good old DIY airlocks. Got sanitizer in here ready. Good to go. Other than, of course, our taste test. Oh, wow. That's got some kick. Right, I need to do a calculation on the some calculation on the ABV. I'll be back in 1 second. 16.41%. So here's our taste test. So yes, a little bit harsh, but it's right on the right ABV. That's what we were sort of the range we were looking for. Lovely apple smell, and you can also detect some of the spices, but not. The clove definitely comes through the strongest, and perhaps just a tiny amount of the allspice berries. But I'm not getting the cinnamon, not at all. And the cardamom pod either isn't really coming through at this point. Definitely had a lot of kick. I'm just going to take a little sip this time. Yeah, I mean, you know, the strongest taste is simply the alcohol taste. That is coming through really thick and fast. It's you know, though it's a wine, it's closer to perhaps what you'd expect, the sort of hit you'd expect from a spirit. You know, if that taste mellows over time, that would be lovely. Right now, it's got quite a harsh edge to it, but the spices are there, you know, and more subtle, I think, other than the clove, perhaps more subtle than I was expecting. I was sort of expecting a bouquet of flavours coming through. Very dry, very dry. I mean, I do prefer slightly sweeter, and I was hoping that something like this wouldn't need any more sweetening, because actually it was about the spices. So that's interesting. But you know, we're going to rack it for 14 days, so effectively there's an opportunity really for it to just sort of mellow out a little bit. Also for us to sort of put a drop in the fridge. I think cold. It's probably more of a refreshing drink rather than this, which is, you know, room temperature. The verdict, too soon to tell, but I remain ever optimistic. So this is it for this episode. We'll be back with bottling, and maybe in between, if there's still no clearing, then we may have another bash at that to see if we can make it any clearer. Thanks for watching, and tune in again soon.